Hello and welcome to the Proximity. I'm John Proxy. I'm having a Disco Elysium adventure and somebody's shouting outside my window. It's Easter Monday. We're not allowed outside. There's a flashy thing. Going flashy. Till I open that door. See if I can find it. It's this. The pinball says Franco-Nigerian. The theme is horses and swords. This pinball is white Diora, the backless. All these mesmerizing machines just waiting to be plugged back in and played. Run your finger across the dust of the white Diora machine. Feels like it might jump back to life any moment. The lights illuminating with a white-robed woman. Wish I could. Can I see mist? Thoughts. What's white Diora? He looks around thinking, inane pinball theme? Probably related to the Messina during the DeLorean age. The history themes are the worst. Diora was one of the 3 crown cities of the DeLorean era, on the Mundi Isola, the other being Reslavia and Advespeshit. This theme is all about early airships and beautiful, sad, pearl-laden women. It's quite nice, actually. The lieutenant grimaces looking at the machines. How about we fire one of these bad boys up and play some pinball? Can't fire them up, they're broken. Only that one machine in the main hall works. The Royal Pinball. He looks away. What a dumb name. Royal Pinball. If they weren't broken, he would kick one of these machines about now. Sounds like you don't enjoy pinball, Kim. No, I love it. I love pinball. Who doesn't love pinball? Let's move on. He doesn't. What about the other one? The Francon's Nigerian ball. Want to play that? No. Think. Kim Kitsuragi. Kim Pinball Kitsuragi. Pinball Kitsuragi, aka Kimball. Exactly. That's what he's known as. His reputation precedes him. You're Kim Pinball Kitsuragi. So now he remembers. He looks at you in the silence of the workshop, then takes his glasses off and cleans them. Fine, I'm Kim Pinball Kitsuragi. He puts his back on, aka the Kimball. You remembered. Congratulations. Wait, but I still can't remember anything else. Wonderful. He only remembers hearing about the pinball policeman. He don't seem to really like pinball. No human being should. It's a game that requires no skill and childlike affinity to flashing lights, and to the fantastique, science fiction, and historical romance franchises. That could be a word in this game. Is it lame? And why are you called Pinball? I'm not called Pinball. It was used to taunt me. Long time ago, before I became a homicide detective, got my lieutenancy. How did you... He put his glasses back on. Fine, I was a juvenile police officer for over 15 years, and it's how I started out in the RCM. Once I had to infiltrate a pinball ring, as you do when you're a juvie cop. Okay. It was not okay. I needed to become a pinball champion, he shudders. I trained for 9 months. The job was successful and I moved out of juvenile wing to homicide. End of story. You were a juvie cop for 15 years? Time is over now. He looks at the pinball machine and breathes in. I was already a 38-year-old man. It was unbecoming, as was playing pinball. So that's why you didn't talk to Kunona. It's best if you handle the juvenile delinquents. He nods. You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi to me. Not only to you, I am Lieutenant Kitsuragi to everyone. He nods. Now, we need to continue our sweep of what appears to be a secret path through the whirling. Note, NB. A spare key is tied to the bush outside the corner room window. Who's NB? Elevator. The small elevator is dimly lit by a bulb that has been glowing for ages. The latticed cage is open, inviting you to step inside. Let's look in. The smell of nougat and sweat. Your head brushes up against the ceiling. There's a control panel to your right, just enough room for 2 people to fit in. The maintenance card under the control panel reads last maintenance, 10 July 88. This the last maintenance was in 88. And it does, the lieutenant peeks in. I say, let's brave it. Okay. The elevator was last maintained in the future? No, it was maintained in 88 of the previous century. That's disappointing. Kim responds with a grave voice. If some form of time travel becomes possible in the future, I doubt its inventors will use it to repair elevators in modern days. Look at the elevator controls. There are large rectangular buttons. Monter, descendre, whatever that's pronounced like, and an international call for emergency assistance. That third one appears to be broken. Am I talking? Is it working? Cool, it is. Lovely. I just realised I probably want to be there. There we go. A small steel plaque reads Halter 800. Halter is a lift company that went out of a Königsteiner lift company who went out of business a long, long time ago. I wonder what the elevator was used for. Seems like a small freight elevator for transporting machinery. For that is pretty quaint. He taps on the guttering light bulb. It's golden in the dark. Closes the doors and goes up. But will it be to her room? How do I... It is. Small windows tipped shut with black plastic. You can't see outside. There's drugs, I guess, intellect and health. Money. Boxes of tools and replacements part lines the shelves. Replacement parts. Schematics for a pinball machine, futurism themed. Pinmaker's coat. So this is esprit de corps and shivers. This is empathy and hand-eye coordination. They're both useful, but look how cool this coat looks! Okay, empathy and hand-eye coordination are probably quite low. They are. Whereas esprit de corps and shivers. Shivers is crap as well. I don't really use it. Esprit de corps isn't bad. Yeah, they're actually all pretty bad. I want to wear the new coat. Look like a detective. Pinball machine has been taken apart and gutted. This is where they bought faulty pinball machines to fix them up. Long time ago. Everything was covered in dust now. Lieutenant looks around in the dusty, crowded room, inspecting the tools on the shelf. Looks like they gave up on fixing the pinball machines at some point. He agrees. At some point 20 years ago, 15 maybe, before pinball went out of vogue, used to be a pinball workshop. Looks like it. I'm guessing Martinez North 22 used to be a pinball arcade before it became a hostel. There were machines left over. He taps his foot. A creak. Some dust falls off the shelf. Downstairs in the hall, next to the main door, one of them even works. I've seen one of the Hardys bang away at it. Remember the dice maker? And that means... Whirling and Gags was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade. This is all that's left from that. Ah yes, as the novelty dice maker said, he makes a note in his notebook. There's absolutely nothing to do with the case, I'm sure, but I do like the nice little connection. Then it went bankrupt. Your skin crawls from making the connection. Could this mean the whirling in rags really is a part of the doomed commercial area? If that's true, then our cafeteria manager is not going to like it. He looks around. We should tell him what we found up here, omitting that suspicion. Doomed hostel? He does not appear to be the kind of man who likes his establishment to be a part of a neighbourhood ghost story about bankruptcy. Stupid superstition, but still, it would be interesting to see what the cafeteria manager thinks of this. Okay, I mean, there's got to be a reason why we're here. Clearly see the footprints in the downy carpet of the dust covering the workshop floors. Jackpot. Lieutenant takes out his notebook. These, unlike everything else here, are new. Someone's been here within the last week or two. 2 weeks maximum. From the dust coverage, it could have easily have been 1 week too. You know, officer. He looks at you. This is so good it makes him forget the whole Kimball memory. Cool. It was a stereo investigation after all. It has now converged with our main investigation, adding a few new facts to consider. Okay, what does this mean? It means someone snuck through what seems like a secret route leading to the roof. The roof, where you can shoot our victim. This is significant. These prints, officer, could be the prints of our killer, and if not, they're at least a good argument for this Ruby doing it, to present to Titus. Ah. Let's have a closer look then. Crouch, study the footprints. Large prints, most likely made by boots. The size is hard to determine. Sole could be bigger than vamp. The soles have left a pattern, uniform, horizontal lines. Shoe size is 41, 42, maybe 43. Could be a large-footed woman or a small to average-footed man. This is unfortunately the worst, most vague shoe size there is. This print doesn't look like the odd-soled print we found at the hanging, Kim. Specs tracks closer. The size looks about the same, actually. They're not the same shoe, but they could be the same person. I wouldn't roll out Ruby coming here yet. This isn't an argument against her. People change shoes, you know. But it's not an argument for her either. These don't look like the worker boots from the hanging, does it? No, these little horizontal lines are different. They look custom-made to me, or some kind of foreign print. Hard to say. Still a boot, though. Everything around you is quiet. The prints crisscross the workshop floor. Move on. Yes! There's a tiny hole in the wall. You see a bedroom on the other side. You can almost see the shape of a man and the woman writhing inside. Bathed in drug sweat and dirty linens. Bottles lie around everywhere. I think I can see into Claget's bedroom from here. He leans in closer to the peephole. You can barely see through. Better not jump to sensationalist's conclusions here. The footprints on the floor, however, he points to the marks nearby on the floor, definitely suspicious. What were those people doing in here? You can lean closer to the peephole. You lean closer to the peephole instinctively. I bet they're doing something quite unnatural here. Sensationally unnatural. Ah, it's electro-chemistry. This is the bar door you tried to kick in before. Lightly punch the door once more, just in case. The door shudders a bit, though it were laughing at you. So what's on the other side? Unless we've veered off into a folded M dimension, we're expecting to step out on the roof. We'll ask Claget about this route, see how she reacts. Bollocks, it healed my morale. Yes. Conceptualization, folded M dimension, reference to the popular science fiction series In System. Look who's in good mood suddenly and reads science fiction. Unbar the door. Well, this has been an eventful couple of episodes. I found a code in there.
Officer, it's a fine day for questions.
Let's get back to those lies you told. Lies, she repeats and shows off. It's unclear what she intended to say. The door there, point to it. Did you know it leads to the downstairs elevator? I did not. She takes a drag of her cigarette. Do you think this has something to do with what happened? Possible. Keeps looking at the door with a worried expression. Wind ruffles her hair. There's a peephole on the other side, looking into your bedroom. A peephole? You mean like a hole in the wall? Yes, the lieutenant. Looking into your bedroom, miss. The lieutenant points to her window. The unmade bed is visible through the glass. Okay. There's a pause as she processes this information. A jitter of fear and disgust moves through her body, beginning from her shoulders and ending in her lips. The cigarette tastes foul to her now. Do you think this is somehow connected to me? We don't know at this point. Okay. You have any way of knowing how long it's been there? Unfortunately, no. But if I were to guess, long enough. Perforation is under the bookshelf on your wall. It should not be hard to cover with some tape. If it is recent, who do you think made it? Shit, I don't know. Maybe it's been there for a long time. Maybe the local kids use it or something. I don't know. She does. She must have some idea. I'll be fucking covering up with a lot of tape, that's for sure. Was there anything else back there? Must have some idea who might have been interested in making that hole. Honestly, I have no clue. Yet, maybe it's something she's keeping for a later move. When she's more sure of herself. It's an old pinball workshop. Room back there. Place used to be a pinball arcade. Okay, she smiles. I'm glad somebody's had fun. The tracks on the floor are recent. Ah, this isn't good. She's straight as a stick suddenly. Not for now. She flicks the ash from her cigarette absent-mindedly. She's lost in thought. Eyes furrowed. Eyes narrowed, forehead furrowed. What? Cool. Okay, you can't inspect the hole from the other side. But we have a theory for Hardy. You know what? I think it would have been quicker to take a left.
It's you again. What is it?
Okay. Present a solid theory about why Ruby could have done it. Success! Sudden flash of lightning in your neocortex. The hostile cafeteria is lit by an eerie blaze. Floor plans, bullet trajectories, webs of human emotion all tunneled into a single thought. Why are you so sure Ruby didn't off him? So that's why you were squinting at... So that's what you were squinting at. He looks at you. You were trying to come up with a theory, weren't you? That she did it. Yep, he was cobbling together shit so he could put her away. It's RCM 101. Well, let old Tita set your mind at ease then. She didn't do it. She was here all night. Lieutenant opens his notes. Sunday night, 11:30 to 12:15. She was here all that time. Yeah, with us drinking near the stage there. He points to the karaoke stage. Didn't go to the toilet? No. In the whole 45-minute window, she was with you all the time. Alright, she took fucking leak, okay? For one moment, maybe she went out. There's a complex operation to run from a lorry. He points to the intersection. She's a busy girl, always has been. Complex operation is probably something illegal. Just because she's gone for 5 minutes doesn't mean she magically got into the roof and shot the merc. He taps on his temple. I've been through this. It's not plausible. Alright, we're in. We got Ruby unaccounted for some time during the window. This is crucial. Now let's place her on that roof. Got his attention. Now don't ruin it by making weird claims. Remember, you can still mess this up. The skilled Sambo artist. There's a secret route in the kitchen that leads straight to the roof. How? He looks sincerely curious. Through what looks like an abandoned pinball workshop. People say there was a pinball arcade there. Sometime before the hostel... What's it called, Theo? East Delta Pinball Arcade. The old man coughs. Weird place. Went bankrupt. Okay, but... The man looks around. How'd you get up? There's no room for a staircase in this building, or an elevator for that matter. The elevator is outside the building. It's an old dumbwaiter, used for moving pinball machines up and down from the workshop. From there, a door leads straight to the roof. You can just step outside. Ruby could have gone up and shot him, come down, all under 7 minutes. That's quite the theory. He turns to Eugene. We need to have a look at that secret passage, boys. I'm on it, boss. Right when the law clears, me and Angus... Right when the law clears, me and Angus are going up there. It's a dumbwaiter, not an industrial lift. How about I go instead of... Josh now, he turns to you. You got something else to back this route up? Or is that it? We have firmly established Ruby could have had access to the roof where the man was shot. Move on. Family? He shakes his head. Family doesn't go well with could've. There's a route to the roof. Me and the boys need to check it out. That's what we've established. But a route, he forms a gun in his hand, does not put a bullet in his head. A gun does that. Ruby doesn't carry one. Phase 2. Murder weapon. Get a gun in her hand. If not that, then at least a shadow of a doubt in the shape of a gun. Just don't contradict yourself. If it doesn't sound like Ruby did it, maybe keep it to yourself. Show him the antique rifle. There are weapons like this just lying around in matinees. That looks antique. A Bell McGrave. He takes the gun, inspects it, and hands it back to you. It's inoperable. Where'd you get it? There's a cellar under the bookstore. It's hidden there, with others just like it. 20, maybe 30 rifles, Titus. Also broken, but still, there were too many. There must have been other caches too. God damn it, we need to close that dump down for good. Okay, I see your point. There were guns lying around. See, I did a thing. I did it right for once. He shakes his head. Damn it, I thought we'd found all the old spots. Why was that still there? We just missed one. Ruby doesn't know this place, boss. Just these cops digging up shit. Yeah, I'm not going to tell them about my lost gun. Also, it wasn't mine. I've analysed the bullet that killed him. It was jacketed. So, the man shrugs and looks at you. So it had to come from a breech-loading rifle, military grade. Turns to you. Not even you militia monkeys have those. He doesn't wait for a response. This goes against your short-range theory. If the murder weapon was military grade, how did Ruby get it? Just showed him a breech-loading gun. I just showed you a breech-loader that any child could have. Broken old broomstick is what you showed me, but point taken, he nods. Time to really close the deal. Show him the bullet. Hold out the bullet. This is the bullet that did it. 4.46mm. The Belgrave uses the same caliber. The blonde man looks at the mushroom deathbringer in the evidence bag and says, "Yeah, that bitch is jacketed alright. 4mm too." Whoa. Well, goddamn. His eyes follow the evidence bag in your pocket. It's not proof, but it's a possible murder weapon. Close to her. Too damn close. Squints, you have been thorough, I'll give you that. Awesome. I didn't say I'd prove that she had the murder weapon, just that we need to find her. Move on. Alright, he nods. Keep talking. I'm getting a bit more curious about some things myself. T, we're not seriously considering it, are we? He almost gets up from his seat. Ruby wouldn't do this. Why would she do something like this? Phase 3. Motive. The last component. The big one. Get this and they'll give you to her. Remember, don't piss them off. That never works. It's not why she did... It's not why did she kill him. It's why did she organise the cover-up. I suppose you have a theory on that? You could have just been covering up for herself, Titus. Think about it. Why go for all that effort? It was her idea, wasn't it? The hanging. You went along, but she suggested it. The little man squints, eyes beady. She had like a fully formed plan and shit, right when she came back downstairs. Really, Shanks? Claget wanted to talk to another girl, that's all. She was just the first one up there. I could have come up with that plan, if I'd been first. Logic. Time for a logics demonstration. Let's go with Shanky. Shanky, let's assume you killed him. I didn't do it, fucker. It wasn't my plan. You probably did, though. It's just a thought experiment. Think, Shanky. You killed him. You got up there, shot him, got down. Would you prefer to go on trial with your buddies as a part of a lynch mob or alone for committing murder? Fuck you, man. I would never fuck my guys over like that. Squints with indignation. You didn't either. You would never do that. The blonde man looks around. Why aren't more of you defending her? This is fucking stupid, Titus. Glenn. Titus looks grim. I thought the same thing when she skipped town and left us in this shit. Ooh, we didn't rule her out completely. And she skipped town. This is good. Titus, you have to see it. Things don't add up. We need to talk to her. Silence. He looks around the room. The old man in the corner nods. Good. A very small nod. A trickle of tobacco spit on his lips. Yeah, I see it. Puts his beer down. There's one more thing I've been wondering about, ever since you asked me where she is. Add it to your list of suspicions if you want. I don't know. He smiles a peculiar smile. I don't know where she went. She just up and left. Got real scared too. Wouldn't tell me where, however hard I asked. Want to know why? Why? She was afraid I'd tell you. He looks you straight in the eye. Maybe she was right. By now I probably would. She knew there's evidence on her. She knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behaviour. My fleeing is always incriminatory. Okay. Perhaps. He looks out of the window again. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy though. She made sure of that. When did she leave? Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word from the RCM who was in town, and then she came to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation. What was she scared of? I told you. You. Me? He's in the RCM? No, you. He's in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes. I've no idea why she'd be scared. I'm just a normal cop with regular thoughts in his head. Probably knew me from... Huh. I have no idea why she'd be scared. I'm just a normal cop with regular thoughts in my head. Sure, normal, he says without smiling. You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply, but... Messes you up. Now I'm not so sure. What else did Ruby tell you about me? She said you have funny tastes in clothes. He scoffs. And that you won't stop. Won't stop? Can't stop the beat. Why? Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock. That you're a human can opener. That you play suspects against each other. Open them up like cans. Fucking hell. Tattooed man shakes his head. Titus, did he just open up Angus like a can? Yes, he did. He nods. Now we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day. Al, how about you? Silence. He nods. Okay, so that's poorly timed because I didn't just open up Angus. I did that ages ago, but is that true, Kim? Am I a can opener? Yes, you are. You are insistent. Anything else? Anything? Yep, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This cop, Titus. This cop. She was too scared. You have any clues of where Ruby went? She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot. Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her. Yeah, well. He gives a sharp look. We won't either. She's not really a... The man stares into his beer. Hardy can't candidate anymore, is she? She's not, Glenn. You looked for her? A little, on the coast. Where have you looked for her more precisely? More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlock. He nods southwest. She's not here. I'm thinking she's there. Can you tell me on the coast where I should start looking? Sure. There's some shithouses there. A cinderblock town. Fisherfolk that there refuse to unionize. That's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up. We will start there. Lieutenant takes a quick note. One more question. What does Ruby look like? Boyish. Obviously she's got red hair. Hair's red. Dyed. Looks like a lorryman. It's not much, but it'll do. It'll have to. Puts his hand out. Take it. His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. I think that was a success. Let's go annoy this shopkeeper with his pinball area.
Can I help you?
I bill for tonight. Not yet. God, I saw another thing at the whirling. What if I told you I got into the back room behind the blue steel door? Oh, okay, well, controls is his excitement. Well, I did hear you make noise back there, so good for you. He's really, really holding himself back there. Takes a lot of willpower not to ask. Obviously, he's been wanting to know what's behind the door. Aren't you going to ask me what's back there? Okay, what is back there? Pinball machines. A pinball workshop. Ha! I knew it. I always wondered where those machines by the door came from, and they told me there was some kind of pinball thing here too. I knew it, he repeats. Were there any back there? In working order, I mean. Why? Do you want to play? Because I might be up for a game. No, I was just wondering. He appears to be making a calculation in his head. If you found pinball machines there, he was wondering about something business related, about how much money he could make off those. Thinking of turning this place back into a pinball arcade? He scowls. No, but we could diversify the entertainment options. Seeing as you've opened the door back there, the machine we have in the corner now is broken. Wouldn't hurt to get a little life in here, other than the hellish karaoke machine. That one's always causing trouble. Yeah, those numbers he's adding up must be making good sense to him right now. Sounds like he cares about the place. He's not going to be overjoyed to hear it's part of the doomed commercial area. You should still know you have to be forewarned about these things. I have to warn you, I may have discovered that the whirling is part of the doomed commercial area. What? He looks mildly startled. Why would you say that? We're at a completely different address from the whole thing. So he knows of the doomed commercial area and its address. You thought about this. Wait, so you know of the curse? Everyone knows of it. The whirling is listed on the intercom outside as one of the businesses in Building B. You should get your wiring fixed. I tried to call it. I couldn't reach you. I've been working here for a long time, and that intercom has never been used by the whirling. Oh, I don't want to tell him it's actually going to fail. Whirling was once part of the... Whirling was once the East Delta Pinball Arcade, which failed, though perhaps the whirling will escape the curse. Does this look like a part of the doomed commercial area? He makes a sweeping gesture. This pre-revolutionary tilework, those high ceilings, the nice rooms, well, most of the rooms. 14 years, man. That's how long I've worked here. I've kept this place up through hail and through sleet. Fuck me if some doom ghost steadies his voice. Done a fine job too, though he's spoken of the place dismissively before. The hostel is actually very important to me. You really care about the whirling, huh? Yeah, he sighs. It's slowly growing on me again. It's beautiful in its own way, especially this neighbourhood. I've been trying to keep it that way, even if it is a part of the doomed commercial area. You shouldn't be worried about that label, you know. There we go. I don't place much stock in the curse and so on, but the label frightens the clientele. Who wants to stay at a doomed hostel? Everything's doomed enough without that. Who owns this place? Some real estate management company. They never come around here, just collect money from afar. Honestly, I think some money laundering might be involved. Who named it the Welling and Rags? Well, it sure as hell wasn't the real estate company. It was you? You look surprised. What? The great name. I know. Cafeteria managers come up with great names too. It's from a song. A song? Hail Holy Queen by the E29. Hail Holy Queen of the Sea, he quotes. You're whirling in rags. You're vast and you're sad. Good pick. Lieutenant nods. What about those other cafeterias you manage? What about them? He shrugs. One is a basement dive frequented by chain-smoking communists. I can't tell you how sick I am of Krasnov, Lazov, and Ignace Nielsen. and all of those old ghosts. He's hesitating, not sure if you should share this information with you. Encourage him. And the others? The other is a kebab cart. It's very successful in its own way, but nothing like the whirling. Well, good luck with you with this place then, conclude. Luck has nothing to do with it. He looks to where the hidden room is. I think I need to think about where I'm going to place those pinballs. I have a feeling they're going to help. Against the doom, it's implied. So if you didn't have anything else to tell me about my establishment, or, you know, wrap it up. In Claget in room 3, she nicked the phone line. Why? He stops himself. Nope, fuck it, I don't want to know. I don't want to know why these degenerates do what they do. I thought we had one good guest in the building. He really doesn't like it being Claget. Yeah, I bet you didn't want it to be her. What's that supposed to mean? Fuck you, buddy. She's not my taste. Good thing she pays her stuff on time. I'll forward her the bill and be done with it. Wow, she really isn't her taste. Her spell hasn't spread here. Now, was there anything else? I have like 4,000 coasters to stack, and I need to wash dishes because it turns out I have to do that now too. There's a peephole in the wall. He stuttles. What wall? Upstairs in the secret back room, right next to Claget's bedroom. I found it when I found the pinball machines. I'll have it fixed at once. Thank you for letting me know. I assure you, the whirling does not abide spying on its guests. The colour is drained from his face. Okay, are you sure you haven't... Hang on, what was the thing I got? What happened just there? Oh no, it's date of birth generator, I think. Oh, breakthrough imminent. Okay, cool. Are you sure you haven't been spying on your guests? Absolutely not. It breathes in and out. Fuck you for even implying it. It wasn't me. It wasn't my staff. The establishment would look at it and ascertain what it was. Well, he's definitely not lying. He wouldn't endanger this business like that. So he was only asking a question. It's his job. And mine. See that it's covered. Yes, I absolutely will. He calms his breathing. Sorry. Been a bit of a day. Now a hole in the... Now a hole in the wall. Right, you've been notified. Thank you. I'll patch it up personally. Was there anything else about the establishment? I hope not. Okay, goodbye. You were born in the year 07, in the last year of the old commune of Revachol, right before it fell, in the old military hospital on the ground floor where the people usually came to die. During a snowstorm, the revolution had about 1 year left to go, and the fires were still burning bright. There was an explosion in the blizzard. This was 44 years ago. You are 44 years old. The bloating might never leave your face, but beneath it, you still have some years. You still have some hope. Learning cap for logic raised to 4. -1 difficulty to all physique passives. Awesome. I appear to have a level up. I don't know if I actually want living in the past. Alright, I unlocked one and I probably shouldn't have. Shouldn't have. Whatever. Cool. It took us a couple more episodes than I was expecting it to, but we can now finally make our way over. We can't, actually, because we've got to inspect some things along the way, but we're slowly getting there. You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That ruby of yours. Yeah, and? Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Collage, eh? It was nice and ruby-centric in the end. What do you mean? Anything strike you as a bit off about this mishmash? So far, no one has mentioned hearing the shot. Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even the Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you. Yeah, I did. Well, the bullet didn't have to come from the roof. It could have come from anywhere on the coast. Absolutely, it could have come from anywhere, but you suddenly so sudden it came from the roof beside the window. The bullet was jacketed. These don't just lie around anywhere, do they? Good point. It is rather rare these days, but do continue. Turned out the bullet was antique. True, strange how you conducted the whole advanced ballistics analysis and then hand-waved it. The footprints in the pinball workshop didn't fit with the old soul's prints on the crime scene. No, they didn't. I'm done thinking about this. Finish thought. That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now, you know that. Free as a bird on the roof. Lighting up a cigarette, thinking, I'm glad Ruby's in the shit and not me. Don't listen to this guy. The theory's solid. He's just jealous. Move on. It's no use harassing her further. You know what's really annoying? We're going to have to come back really soon because of after 9. Okay. Boardwalk for bullet traces. Where's the boardwalk? Whoa! What have we here? A bridge? A bridge with loose nails and rot-infested wood that creaks in the wind. Construction code violation if there ever was one. Kim, it looks like we've got a construction code violation. Lieutenant looks around. True, they never cleared up the war damage. The rest of Evertime looks better, though. But Lieutenant, think about the splinters! Bridge is fine enough. Locals use it all the time. After all, it's nothing to worry about. We adjust his glasses, shall we? Oh, someone's been a little boring. What? Yes, my standard liege. Someone's seen all sorts of wild ideas pop off and thought, I'll take the boring one. The regular, please. The brown. What is this? Picking on me for not being crazy enough? That's the least of my concerns. No need to be defensive. The regulatory, the brownness, the cut and dry, I have their appeal. A very standard appeal. Look, I'm trying to do my job. No need for extravagance. Of course you do. Let's get right to it. My Lord Copper type is regular top cop. I'll let everyone know. I'll send out the telefax. Wait. This will be my Coppo type now? Yes, the type of cop you are, sire. Think of it as a caste. Class, even. Nation of regular law officials that you belong to. It comes, of course, with the usual benefits. Why not send out the telefax then? I'm not ashamed. Opt in. Done and done. No actual communiques, though, will be sent, of course. That would be too dramatic. -2 Inland Empire. Okay, we'll read that later. I'm going to let you go. We are now leaving the proximity and leading my Disco Elysium adventure. I've been John Proxim. Thank you.